Hello everybody and welcome to another Thursday Thinks. Today's Thursday Thinks is all about electric fencing issues. So hello and welcome to Naturally Willow. This is Thursday Thinks. For those of you who haven't met me before, my name's Marianne and I'm the founder of Naturally Willow, which is a source of information to help you to heal your horse, mind, body and soul naturally. So today is all about electric fencing issues. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've had a little bit of an issue with Pagan. Now, Pagan is my 4-year-old cob who is a Blue Cross rescue, technically. She was born at the Blue Cross Centre. Her mother was part of a big welfare grab. So Pagan quickly, last year, figured out, was it last year or this year? This year, she figured out how to pull up electric fence posts without getting zapped, which is very intelligent of her, and I'm very proud of her, but also very, very annoyed. So electric fencing has been a little bit on my mind recently, protecting my horses, and also the hay as it was, but now the grass that's growing. So obviously at the moment with the frost coming in, my horse is on a paddock track system, which means that the hay in the middle of the field is growing for them, or grass in the current situation. And in the mornings or overnight, it gets frosty. Now, being they're not on constant grass, their stomachs aren't used to it. So if they get into the frozen grass, it upsets the stomach and it's not good for them. So I do my best to make sure that they don't get in there. So it's been a little bit of a drama with keeping them out, especially little Spring, because she's not afraid of it. If Pagan takes down the electric fences, she'll go over and be like, yay, freedom. And the same with Egypt. If he's noticed that the fence is down and that Spring is in the middle, then he'll go, oh, all right then, and he'll go charging in as well. So Egypt and Spring can quite often be in the middle of my field. So I've been trying to figure out ways to sort out electric fencing issues without having reams and reams of electric tape or electric rope, which can be a bit of a drama. Not to mention, it means that I have to put extra energizers on, which is extra batteries as well, which is, they're not cheap. The energizers, they're not cheap, neither the batteries, and then they've got all that electric fence stuff, all the posts and all the tape and rope. It's not cheap. So we've been trying to figure out ways to stop the issue. So what we've done at the moment is wrapped wire around the fence posts so that it connects the electric to the actual post, and it's wrapped around, so if she goes to grab the fence post, she gets zapped. Now we've seen that she grabs the middle between two wires, which is intelligent, and she also grabs the foot that's sticking out, also intelligent. So with her grabbing either the middle or the foot, you got to do something to cover it so that she gets zapped somehow. So we've got currently 3 lines of electric on a standard 4-foot post. So the top 2 cover the majority of the post with the electric wire, and then the bottom line feeds the foot so that she gets zapped if she grabs any of it. Now, while this is great for her, it's not great for us, because sometimes you just think, that post is a bit wonky, let me just adjust it. And the places where you usually grab are now electrified. So it's been a bit of a mission. It's been a bit of a thing to try and remember. Now, we've only electrified the corner posts because those are the ones that she grabs the easiest, because they're the ones that ping back the furthest. Again, intelligent. So, yeah, I can see why she would take up the corner ones. If she takes off a side one, it doesn't really move very far. She shouldn't get much more. It's not worth her time. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a drama in that respect. And recently, I've noticed that my batteries were going dead quickly. Now we use some of them, I think they're all now specific batteries for agricultural issues, or agricultural fencing. But before that we had leisure batteries. And I noticed that some of my batteries were starting to die very, very quickly. You barely put it on, it would be going, oh no, I'm dying. So like, oh God, what's going on here? So me being me, I went, Daddy, help. Now my dad is an electrician, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to energizers and electric fencing, so it's great to have on the team. But there's nothing really wrong with the energizers, and there's nothing really wrong with the batteries. And the other day I was looking at the charger, the battery charge, and I was like, that says that that's charged very quickly from being empty. Okay. So I thought, maybe the battery charger is what's wonky. And yeah, we changed over the battery charger, and that was the issue. And I thought, well, that's just saved me a lot of money, because I was thinking I was going to have to buy a load more energizers and a load more batteries, and yay! So it just makes me think, right, going forward, if I've got problems with an energizer, check the energizer, check the electric fence, check the battery, and also check the charger, because it can be any of those. Because in the past I've had electric fencing, which I haven't realised some of it was touching the floor, and that obviously discharges the electric very, very quickly, so the batteries die quickly. So I learnt that one pretty quick. And also the fact that vegetation as well on it, that I learnt in the first year that I needed to keep off of the electric as well, because that zapped it as well, earthed it. So yeah, it's been a bit of a fandango with that way of doing it. Now, in the past I have used little pods. I've still got the little pods. If you've watched my equipment for track systems video on YouTube, you'll have seen the variety of things that I use for creating my track system. And some of them are these little pods, which are little energizer pods that have D batteries in, just 2 of them. And those are really, really good if you've got a short bit of fence and your horses are afraid of the electric. But if your horses are touching the electric or really, really challenging it like Pagan does, they're not really the best, because they don't give much of a zap. Now, when I first had my horses that I can't electrify a fence, no, it's not good for them. I don't want them to get zapped. And I quickly learnt that, yeah, okay, they do need a zap to stop them from getting where I don't want them to be. So I got these little pods thinking, oh, that'll be enough to energise the electric fence that I'm using. No, it wasn't. I found that if I was at the other end of the electric fence, I could hold it and I just feel it like ticking on my finger. And I'm like, oh no, we need more than that. This is why Egypt keeps getting out. So also the issue with those little pods, not only do they not have much of a range, you have to change the batteries, and you've got to keep an eye on it, because it is just a little blinky light on the top. And if you're not watching it, it can go dead really, really quickly. And you do go through a lot of batteries very, very quickly as well, which, okay, you can get D batteries for a fairly cheap amount, but it does still cost something, and it's not very eco-friendly if you're going through so many D batteries just to energise a bit of fence. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to spend some money here. And I got some energizers. Now, check out that equipment for track systems video on YouTube, and you'll see which ones I've got. And they work pretty well. I mean, I've touched a few because I was on the mindset of, oh, the little pods barely do anything, and I quickly learned that it really, really zaps. Now, that isn't to say that the horses are afraid of my electric now. When it comes to Pagan, it's the opposite. In fact, she will lean on the electric and mow over the top and just affect my hay crop quite a lot and not get zapped. Or she'll get zapped and just go, and then go back again, because that's the stubborn cobbler that she is. Now, it's really, really difficult at the moment as well, because she's got a winter coating, which means she's quite fluffy on her chest. And some of her undercoat is really, really thick, which is great for keeping in the warmth, but not great for the electric, because she'll lean on it and not get zapped because she's got too much fuzz. And I was watching her the other day, and she was right next to the energizer, where it would have been a really strong current, and she was leaning on it and really leaning on it, and I saw the electric tape go further and further into her coat, and she wasn't getting zapped. I was watching the blinker on the energizer go, and I was thinking, is there something wrong with my circuit? And I realised, no, there wasn't. It was just the fact that she's such a fuzzy bear at the moment that it just was not zapping her. And eventually she put so much on that it started to, so much weight on the electric fence that some of the posts started to move. And that's when she got zapped. I was like, okay, well, at least the circuit is working. The electric fence is doing its job. But of course, she immediately turned round, had a little bit of a hissy fit, kicked the nearest electric fence post and took down some of my electric, because that's my child. Now, keep in mind though, that even though I say she's not too concerned about the electric, if she does take down one of the electric fence posts, she will not go over it. She will not walk over electric. Whereas Spring and Egypt will. They're not afraid to get their feet zapped, whereas she is. Now, when you've got someone like Midnight, though, who is very, very concerned about electric. In fact, if you've got high wind and it's flapping about, she's as far away of it as she can be and go, oh, no, 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 no. And if it's down, the only way she'll go over it if she knows there's no electric in it, which is exactly the reaction that I want. I want you to be concerned about the electric. I don't want you going through it. I don't want you going over it if you see it down, because 9 times out of 10, it's not me that's taking it down. So it's not safe. It's not safe for your stomach, and it might not be safe for you physically. So it's been a bit of a fandango trying to get the electric just right. So I want to know, let me know in the comments below if you use electric fence posts and which type that you use. Whether you have an electric little pod, whether you use the energizers with the battery, or whether you use an energizers with the mains. Let me know in the comments below what sort of energizer you use. And also let me know whether you use tape or whether you use electric rope. Really, really interesting to hear what you use, because I know what I use and I know why I use it, but I'd love to hear everybody else's opinion. So I've never tried electric off mains, purely because we don't really have a mains connection that goes that close to the fields. So it's not something that I can physically try at the moment. Perhaps it might be something we do in the future to make the electric even more zappy. I don't know. And then of course we won't need to have so many batteries and stuff, which will make life a little bit easier, she says. But that is very much in the future. So the other issue that we've had is the crocodile clips. Now, you know the crocodile clips that come out of the energizers, if you've ever used them before. Sometimes when the wires get older, sometimes they do detach. If you're not being careful, and the attachment unscrews over time, and then the lead falls off, and you're just like, that hasn't been zapping, that's just been zapping inside a electric pod, it hasn't been zapping the electric fence, and you're like, hi, I can't believe it. Or when you're trying to get the stake in the ground, and it's the summer or freaking cold in the winter, the ground is really, really firm, you're like, I can't get this damn thing in. Or wherever you're trying to put the damn post, there's a stone about an inch down, and you're just like, I can't take it, I can't take it. But you can't really warrant putting in a spade to try and dig a hole just for electric stake, so it can be a little bit of a drama to put those in. And also the same with the energizers as well. When you're trying to, the big energizers, when you're trying to get those stakes in the ground, it's drama. So we've also had the issue though of, we've been going along and trimming or using hedge trimmers or something near the electric fence posts, because there's stuff growing up, like, I don't know, nettles and all sorts, and it's just a little bit too close to the wire. So you think, oh, I'll just trim that so that it's not discharging the electric into the ground, and then my batteries will last longer. And then you get too close to your energizer and you realise you've cut the line. You're like, no. Trying to make your life easier, save yourself some battery, and what have you done? You've just cut the wire on your energizer. It's great. It's just great. So we've done that with one of ours, and we've also got a crocodile clip that's broken as well, so those are going to need replacing, which is also fun. So, Daddy, that is your job. Right, So yeah, we've had a few fencing issues, and also the fact that the horses have leaned on our wooden fence posts so much that some of the stakes are now really, really wonky, which is not entirely their fault because some of them are rotten, which means that they now need replacing, which means that I have now learnt why people with horses always seem to have electric on their wooden fences as well, because it keeps them off. It keeps those big coblet booties off the fence posts. So I have learned that all very, very quickly, and I now have permanent electric on some of my fences, on some of my wooden fences, so that those big booties don't, put too much pressure on. So, yeah, learned that one quick. Well, not quick. I didn't learn that one quick enough, else my fences would be a lot more sturdy than they are now, so it's all good fun. So anyway, I think that's it from me for right now. That is my discussion about my drama with the electric. Let me know in the comments below if you've had any similar dramas and what you've learned from them. I'd love to hear from you. So if you haven't already, connect with me on Facebook, join the Facebook group, and check us out on Instagram, @Naturally_Willa, for virtually daily updates on the herd. Also check out the YouTube channel, where there's a big archive of all the past Thursday things that I have done, as well as a number of other videos that might be of interest to you. And I do Thursday things every Thursday, where I just come up with topics that I have issues with at the moment in time, and just prattle on like I have today. So the next one is already up. I can't even remember what I've put that it's going to be. So the next two are already up and rocking and rolling. So I will see you all for the next Thursday things. And until then, I hope you have a lovely week. Thank you, everyone. Bye.